Good morning, everybody. First of all, I just want to congratulate you for being here this morning. 8 o'clock, it's early morning. You're here to be inspired. And this message, the message that I have for you today is for someone like you, for people who want to achieve great things. And I'm going to be talking about something that I've learned along the way as an entrepreneur that really helps you achieve great things. So before I start, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Martha Ermias. I am a Blue Diamond with iBuumerang. I've been happily with the company 3 years. Great things are happening in our company. I think we're just getting started. The best is really yet to come. There is so many opportunities to grab on. So I just feel fortunate and very grateful to cross paths with iBuumerang and be in partnership with Mr. Holden Bucks and Mrs. Erling Bucks, who are dreamers, super achievers, and great leaders in our industry. So just to give you the overview of what I really want to talk about today is, I think we all want to achieve great things. I think human beings by nature, we want to matter. We want to do something that's significant. We want to improve our lives. We want to live the life of our dreams. I think that's inside everybody at some point or another. Sometimes people may lose that desire for different things. But I think naturally we're all created to want something great and to want to do something great. And sometimes that dream or that desire is kind of like it dims out in life. I know for a fact that has happened to me before, where as a child I had dreams. I think every child has dreams because we all think that anything is possible. So I had dreams of who I wanted to be. I actually remember the first time, well, maybe I had dreams before that, but the time that I really remember is when I was about 8 or 9, really wondering who I was going to be as an adult and what I was going to do. And I remember how in my heart, there was a lot of hope and a lot of optimism that I could pretty much, do or be whoever I want. However, as time went on, that dream was not always there. I changed along the way. And I think that happens to a lot of people that happens to them. And that's why we see a lot of people not happy with their lives, yet not doing anything to change it, right? Like we hear people complaining, really not living their life to the fullest. They're not fulfilled. They're struggling. They have problems and they're not solving their problems. It's not because they can't or they just don't have the ability or the possibility is not there. The possibility is always there, but they just don't have that energy or power to really go after their dreams. So we definitely have to start with wanting to have dreams, but I really want to talk about how we get there also. And then how do we get to our dreams, right? If we think about our business in iBuumerang, right? We have a product and the product is available for everybody. We have the same product. Every single person that signs up as an ambassador has the same opportunity as the person that signed up the first day or the person that is a top leader in the company, or regardless, every single person have the same product in iBuumerang, and every person also has the same formula, really, how to grow the business. We have multiple trainings. I've never seen a company that equips its sales associates or its organization with training as iBuumerang. There's a lot of opportunities for training. So we can all have the same level of systems and formula to grow our dreams. And also sometimes people work on their skills, and their skill level could be at a point where they actually could produce really high, right? So you have the skills, you have the same formula, you have the same product. However, results are different usually, not two people are always the same. You see with the same company, same everything, one person really achieving a lot of results, making millions of dollars, and the other person really not making any difference. So what's the difference here? If everything is the same, but the results are different, then it's very easy to see that the difference is actually the individual itself. It's really you. It's really me. That's the difference. So, when we hear that, when the difference is you, what does that mean? Sometimes we think like, oh, I'm not saying this to make you feel like you are not capable or you're not inherently not able to. That's not true at all. However, there is a difference from one person to another. And I think it's helpful to recognize, to understand what that difference is so that we can change it basically. So that difference is really our ability to dream. I did not understand this for a long time. I really did not. I didn't start as a dreamer. As I said, I probably started as a dreamer as a child, but along the way, my dreams started to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller to fit what I thought was possible for me, right? I started to limit myself, to some extent. Whatever I had confidence in, I was able to dream a little bit bigger in the things that I was confident in. If I was not confident, then I shrunk my dream to fit my my whatever I thought was possible. And especially as someone who was raised in Africa and came here as in my early 20s, I just, for whatever reason, I started to dream to shrink my dream more and more. I started becoming more practical. I chose ways that were, or paths that were very, very safe. I always wanted to follow a proven system, right? By doing that, what am I doing? No more imagination, no more pursuing something that's inside me, no more taking risks. And, I did that for a while, almost, I would say 12, 13, 14 years, right? At the end of that period, I did not like where I was. I felt like I was really totally dying from inside, because without a dream, you're basically not living. It's not even that you're not achieving anything great, but you don't feel like you're alive. Slowly you feel like you're dead, and I didn't like that feeling at all. Okay, and I wanted to change that. I the only thing I understood at that time is that the path that I had was not working, so I needed to change it. And for whatever reason, I thought entrepreneurship would be great for me. And again, me wanting a safe, proven system, I chose network marketing because network marketing showed up my door, and I said, oh, this is proven, this is a system, it's safe, right? Let me do it. So when I started, what I realized was that network marketing, or the business that I had started, was actually filled with people who are dreamers. Everybody was a dreamer. And I felt very uncomfortable because I thought they were not practical. I thought they were crazy. I thought you're not supposed to think that way, right? And I felt very uncomfortable, but at the same time, I could see they have the results. I could see they have the lifestyles that they want. I could see that they're no different than I am when it comes to their background, where they come from. And, they're just regular people just like me who actually accomplished something big and different. So I stayed in that course, and slowly I started to learn what I'm sharing with you today. Slowly, I started to understand, your life is never going to exceed your dreams. And the power of dreams is extremely important. A dreamer and somebody who's very practical usually are two opposites points, right? Like two opposite kind of people. It doesn't have to be though. It doesn't have to be that way. You can still be practical as far as the daily life, whatever you're doing, but you could still be a dreamer. And that's when you are able to accomplish great things if you are able to continue to become a dreamer, right? So, so, this thing that I learned that I want to share with you today, there are 3 important things. First of all, you have to have a dream. The first point is you have to have a dream. If you were a dreamer before, like I was, and along the way, you actually stopped becoming a dreamer, then it's never too late to start becoming a dreamer. And you have to dream, because things happen 2 times. First, it's in your dream, and second, it's practically. Whatever you didn't see, whatever you didn't imagine, whatever you did not dream about, you cannot achieve, you cannot pursue, right? So we all have to become dreamers, and there's different levels to dreamers. And I said, based on how much of a dreamer you are, and of course you have to execute that dream, and that's something that we always talk about. So I'm really not touching on that, but it doesn't mean that you can dream and really not do anything and you'll see something. I think we all understand that's not my point. How to implement things, and like taking action and everything, all of that is in its place, and we still have to do it. But the level of your dreams, where you feel like where you actually believe that you really don't have any limits. I really want to say this. I think iBuumerang actually helped me become more of a dreamer, because our CEO, Mr. Holton Bucks, I started to catch his secret. There's a lot of secrets that why he's so successful, but one thing is that he thinks in terms of no limits. Literally thinks in terms of no limits, right? If one human being can think that way, then can I do that? Like, I started to follow that path, and not dreaming is equally dangerous as not taking action, because when you're not dreaming, you basically don't have any vision, and you're really not, the actions that you're going to take are not going to take you to where you want to be. So it's our responsibility to actually dream and keep that dream alive in our hearts. It's very important to think in our hearts, to dream great dreams in our hearts. So you have to have a dream. And the second thing is you have to hold on to your dream. The reason I say this is because there is a lot of things that are dream stealers in this world. It could be you, first of all. You could be yourself, where you actually, kill your own dreams, right? But we're talking about that already. But challenges in this world, things that deter you from your dreams. Sometimes you have a dream and you're on a journey and you start implementing it, you start to see results, everything is great, and it goes on for a while, maybe 6 months, maybe 8 months, and then something very challenging happens in your life that you really can't pursue your dream anymore, that you're distracted for a while, and or maybe you're stuck for whatever reason. Hopefully that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. You should overcome that too. But sometimes as human beings, it does happen to us. And if that happens, the worst part is when that challenge, whatever was challenging in your life, when it's over, do you pick up from where you left off? Are you keeping your dream alive through those times of, very challenging times? During the adversity, are you keeping your dream alive? Or just because you were stopped or interrupted for just a little bit, do you give up after that? That's the worst part, I think. So you have to keep your dream. You have to hold on to your dream, no matter what challenge comes your way, no matter what adversity is coming your way, because good times don't last and bad times don't last either. Good times don't last and bad times do not last either. So, but who lasts is, as long as you're alive, you and your dreams, they last. So you have to make that decision to keep your dream going. So sometimes, we may be forced to hold our dreams on pause for just a little bit, not because, and this is not from outside forces. I'm not saying you don't be the person that stops yourself from dreaming or stops your dreams. That's not acceptable. You can't be the one stopping yourself, right? Your doubts and this, you have to overcome that as quickly as possible. Do everything you can for that not to happen. But outside forces, sometimes, life challenges that you don't have any control over can come and stop you from pursuing your dream for a little bit. But as soon as you can, keep dreaming and keep making that dream a reality. So you have to hold on to your dream no matter what happens. And the third one is this is my favorite one. You have to grow towards your dream. Okay? Because your dream is about your future self. It's not about the person that you are right now. Because about the person that you are right now, that's not a dream, that's a reality. Where you are right now, the person who you are right now, and everything you have and everything you have accomplished and where you are, that's your reality. That's your current reality. Your dream is about your future, and your future has a new person. That's your future self, right? And your future self, most of the time, your dream is something that you want. It's probably higher or more than, you don't dream about things that you have today. Basically, you dream about things that are above what you have today, greater than what you have today. Whether it's something you have, something you're doing, contribution, your leadership, everything, right? So your dream is bigger than your current reality. And if your dream is bigger than your current reality, your future self also needs to be bigger than your current person. Okay, so which means that you have to commit yourself to grow towards your dream. You have to grow towards your dream, because the person that you are right now is not the person that actually makes the dreams come true. As you're growing, you're actually leveling up to make that dream come true. You're actually leveling up or elevating to the standard of that dream. So you have to commit yourself to growth. And that's something also, again, first it happens in your mind, growth happens to your mind. It's something you follow. It's something that you say, I commit myself to growth. I commit myself to growth, and you search and everything that comes in your way, in your life, you learn from it. You use it as a stepping stone for your growth. So you're allowing life, things that you are learning from, things that are even adversity, things that are challenging your life, everything. You ask yourself, what am I learning from this? How is this going to help me grow? Where is this going to take me? And watch yourself growing and push yourself to grow. Always be uncomfortable, always stay in your outside of your comfort zone and grow towards your dream. Now, let's say you have a dream. Okay, we all have a dream. Let's say that you were successful in having a dream. You were successful in holding on to your dream, no matter what happens, and you're also growing towards your dream. What are some of the things that can be an obstacle or a challenge to making your dream come true? Number one, if your dream is too small. When your dream is too small, you're not motivated to move forward, right? I'm reading a book. It's called 12 weeks year, the 12 weeks year, I think is the title of the book. So it talks about urgency. right? It talks about, a lot of people towards the end of the year, a lot of companies, that's when they actually perform the most because they feel like there's a deadline. So the urgency, the sense of urgency that they have towards the end of the year because they feel like the year is ending, helps them accomplish a lot more. And, so if everybody could act that way the whole entire year, the results could be extremely, extremely great, right? So that's what the book talks about. And in the same way, if your dream is too small, then your heart will not move. You will not feel the sense of urgency. When I have big goals, I can't sleep. I have to do something. I feel like time is running out, right? Because if I don't accomplish a small goal today, then, by the end of the month, nothing, that sense of urgency needs to be there. In order for that to happen, it has to be really big dream. But when I say big dream, this is how I do it, okay? And you can take the lesson and do it in the way that works for you. For me, I see where I am today, right? And I see where I want to be in like 5 years, like the end result of where I need to be. And then I map out what I need to do or who I need to become in order for me to achieve that 5-year like version of me or my 5-year dream. Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be 5 years. It could be a year. It could be 2 years. I like to think in terms of 5 years. And then for 5 years, this is where I need to be. Okay, this year, in 1 year, where do I need to be? Like, so I kind of take it to a smaller goal, right? And also, I see what I was able to accomplish before within a year, and I at least double that. Like I like it has to be a little bit more. For example, if I was able to achieve a rank in let's say a year, then I set a goal to achieve that rank in 6 months, right? Something I've never done before. I try to put the dream or the goal. It's something I've never done before. If it's something I've done before, that's really not a dream. That's practical. It's secure. You can do it. You've already done it. But every dream or goal has to be something you've never done before, but based on what you have done already. Okay. So you can't be like, let's say if I've never achieved a rank in less than 5 years, I can't say 6 months. Like I have to say, okay, my record so far has been like 5 years to get to this rank. Now I need to do it like maybe in 3 years, right? So it's based on what you've done before, but you have to stretch yourself, is what I'm saying. So it has to be bigger, okay? When you do that, first of all, you're going to achieve it. You're definitely going to achieve it, right? Because you know already what it takes to achieve, something that will, you're stretching that goal right now, but you already know what it takes to achieve a certain goal. When you stretch it, that becomes a bigger dream. So make your dream bigger. If your dream is not bigger, then even if you are dreaming, you're following all the things we're talking about here, your dream is not big enough. That's number one problem. Second problem is you don't believe in your dreams. Okay. You have to believe in your dreams. The way I do this is actually, sometimes it's hard to believe. I can't tell you the formula to believe, how to believe. You either believe or you don't. And there's a lot of factors there. It could be, your conditioning, what your thinking process, or the messages that you're hearing, your exposure. A lot of things affect your belief. And that's why we need to go to events, because what we see, we believe. It's very easy for us to see and to believe. It just, our belief grows as we get exposed to great things, right? That's important. But sometimes, I may not believe in my dream, but I still put it out there to test it out. what do I mean? I say, okay, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to, if I fail, it's okay, but I will make that goal, work towards that goal as if it's going to happen. Okay. I'm not sure, but I say, as if it's going to happen, I'll give it 100%, 150% of my efforts and see if it works. Right. I've done that before. Like when I first started network marketing, I never had any business experience. I never had any network marketing experience at all. No sales experience. I came from education. I was an educator. And I was not a business person. Marketing was not my thing. I just was not set out for it. So I cannot, I don't even know what my capacity is in network marketing. So, but what I said was, for this to be worth my time, how much do I need to make per month? Okay. And I knew it was not, you can't estimate it okay, so this is what I said. So if I started anything extra, besides my job, I already had a job at that time, anything extra that I can put in 10 hours a week, how much would it be? And I have no experience in it. How much do I need to make so that I feel like I didn't waste my time, or it's kind of like a success? So for me at that time was $2,000 a month. So if I can make $2,000 a month, and I knew with network marketing, there's pay structure, that $2,000 may not come the first month, but $5,000 may come on the third month. So I didn't know. So I said 2,000 times 12 is 24,000. So, okay, 25,000. If I can make 25,000 the first year, then I'm successful. Okay. So I put that out there. And I said, all I know is that for me to control my effort, I said, I'm going to do everything they tell me to do. And I'm going to do, I will put 150% effort. I don't want to be a liar. I don't want to lie to myself. Sometimes we commit to some things. We say we're committed to something, but we're really not putting 150% effort or 100% effort. We're just kind of cruising and we're just there, but we're really not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And then we don't see the results and we blame everything else. No, that doesn't work. We have to be honest. We have to do what we need to do on our end and see if it works. Okay. So that is the correct way to test out something that you've never accomplished before. So that's what I did. And guess what? My first year, I made $40,000, not 25. $40,000 from zero experience. And then I said, okay, this works. Okay. So sometimes if we've never done it before, completely have never done it before, we have to test it out. So we have to have that little faith. I'm going to test it out, see if it works. But for it to be a good research or a good test or a good, for the results to be evaluated correctly, I have to put 100%. I have to be careful because we cheat ourselves a lot. I have to do everything that's required to get the results. Okay. Me doing everything that's required to do the results, and that's just being coachable. If 100% coachable, I'm following everything they tell me to do. And by this, it's not easy. You guys know it's not easy. At that time, especially for me, it's like calling people. Everything was so difficult. I just did not like any of the stuff that I needed to do to get the results. But I have to do it because I'm testing it out to see if it works or not. If I don't do it for whatever reason, then I won't know if it works or not. So you have to believe in your dream, but sometimes you may not have enough experience to even believe if that is true, that whatever you're believing in, if it's really something that can happen. So, but you have to really go out there and do something. And that's how your belief starts to grow, more exposure, taking action. When you take action and it happens, your belief grows because why? You got results, and that just becomes a cycle. You just keep going like that. And you never stop. You never stop because that's That's just how success is built. That becomes the way of life for you. And that's, again, it goes back to you're growing towards your dream. That is your personal development growth. As a person, you've changed how you roll, basically, and you start to see the results of highly effective, highly high achievers, and highly successful people. So the third one is, if you're not hungry, again, your hunger, your desire, then your dreams are not going to come true either. There's a really nice saying by Les Brown that he actually says that if you take responsibility, personal responsibility for everything that happens in your life, then he says you'll develop the hunger to achieve your dreams. It's just amazing how he put it like that. And it's very, very true, because, if I am not taking 100% responsibility for where I am in life right now, if I am, blaming my background, my parents, the government, me being from another country, the culture, personality, I'm an introvert. I don't like going out to talk to people. There are not enough people around here. All kinds of excuses, or the product, or the company, or the system, customer service. If I blame or make everything else an excuse for my lack of success, that's literally not taking 100% personal responsibility for where I'm at right now. Okay. If it's to be, it's up to me. Okay. Life is never going to be perfect. Never. We didn't start out as perfect. We didn't have a perfect background. Nobody had a perfect background. You never have a perfect situation right now. You don't have a perfect company. You don't have a perfect product. You don't have a perfect anything. Okay. But you do your best with what you have. And you only focus on what you're doing and what you're not doing. So you're 100%, you're not really blaming or thinking in your mind, even if you're not saying it in your mind, no excuses whatsoever. No excuses whatsoever. When you do that, then you will be hungry to achieve your dreams. The sad and bad part of entitlement is it just makes you lazy. When you're entitled, you're very, very lazy. You really don't care about your dreams. You don't care about pursuing your dreams. You just don't have the desire, the hunger. You're entitled. You want things to come to you. I tell myself all the time, Martha, you're not special. I am special in my own way, but I'm not uniquely special in this world that I deserve anything. I don't deserve anything. Nobody deserves anything. Nobody owes me anything. Okay. So when you take 100% responsibility, and I didn't know this all the time. I didn't even think I was entitled in any way, but I was. I wouldn't say in 100%. I always worked for the things I wanted, but there were times when I had a little bit of entitlement. I read a book, and again, I like to read books, and that's where I get a lot of my lessons. The compound effect, and he talks about 100% responsibility. And where I found myself failing was, somebody in my past hurt me, financially in many ways, right? And I didn't do anything to retaliate, but I actually, I was a victim. I considered myself as a victim. And in the book, as I was reading the book, he gave an example where he challenged me. It challenged me to own my own responsibility in the situation that hurt me. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't understand it. I didn't agree with the author at that time, but I found it to be very true. I said, okay, sometimes, we get hurt by people, or, but why did I not know or study the character of this person and allowed them into my life where they actually ended up hurting me, right? So that's where the responsibility comes. Okay, I'm responsible for not discerning, not really knowing the characteristics of this person that I allowed them. That's where I take the responsibility. So just focusing on what you're responsible for just cuts out all excuses from your life. And at that time, you truly understand if it's to be, it's up to you. It's up to me. So you start to live like that, and you become extremely committed towards achieving your dreams. You become hungry. Your desire is there. So if the desire to achieve your dream is not there, then really look at how you're thinking. Are you thinking of yourself as a victim of your situations, or are you taking 100% responsibility for where you are in life? Fourth and last one is something that's going to stop you from achieving your dreams, if you have your dreams, is your fear of failure. Okay. Fear of failure, unfortunately, is something that a lot of people, I think most of us, we are trained not to fear failure, because as children, we don't fear failure as children. I mean, barely. I see kids and I'm just amazed by how they are so daring, right? But that daringness, that courage, is short-lived, as we grow and we start to see a lot of dangers, and we understand some things can hurt. We experience hurt. And then people are also not just experience, but people tell us a lot of things, what to watch for. This can hurt you. This is bad for you. A lot of messages. Or when we fail, the consequences that we experience, we don't like that feeling. So we kind of get conditioned and trained by our environment to fear failure. Okay. And as entrepreneurs, as people who are taking 100% responsibility for themselves, who want to accomplish great things, we actually have to start looking at failure in a very different way. Failure is never fatal. That's what I say. It will not kill you. It's never final, right? It's just an indication of where you are and what you need to fix. It's just, it's like a thermostat telling you what the temperature is, right? So how I see failure has a lot to do with me achieving my dreams or not. And this is something also I needed to work on. As I told you earlier, being safe, cautious, all of that stuff is fear of failure. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be looked at as I don't have it all. I don't know it all. I did it wrong. So all of that fear needs to be out of the way. Okay. We all experience it. I mean, it's always going to be there because fear is something that we always experience. But do I allow that fear to take over, or do I act in spite of that is the question. So, for the most part, we need to start seeing failure differently. Failure is just an indication. It's really nothing more. So we have to embrace failure. At the same time, when the fear of failure is, like kind of overcoming us, like wants to overcome us, we need to know that we need to act in spite of it and not let it control us. When we do that, then the ability for us to, because we're going to go ahead and pursue our dream, we're going to be on target, we're just going to be focused, and it's all about consistency over a period of time. You keep doing it, and then you definitely achieve your dream. And then you start to dream a bigger dream. You continue to achieve that one as well. That's collectively, all of that journey becomes your life story, becomes your success story, becomes the story that we know about successful people. But that's how it's made. That's the how of what we want to happen. So I hope this message inspires you. I hope you start to dream and never stop. And no matter what's happening in your life, be a dreamer. And and also see your dreams into fruition. You know, like, I'm not saying just don't be a dreamer today and expect your dreams to happen in 5 years. No, be a dreamer today and start to see the little fruits of your dream every single day, because you still have to take actions towards your dream every single day. And you have to track, you have to keep record, because record helps you. If it's financial, keep a record. If it's anything else that has to do with your dream, whenever you see results, you know, put a record, because that's a proof. That's a proof of the fruit of your dream. And, you know, hold that very dearly. Hold that very dearly. And when we grow in this way, there's pretty much nothing that we cannot achieve, and we can do great things. So that's my message for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying here with me. Have a beautiful and blessed day. God bless you all. I hope to see you at Accelerate. If you don't have your tickets, make sure to get your tickets for Accelerate. And for those of you ladies, Mrs. Bugs has an event on Monday, right after Accelerate. I hope to see you guys there. The last event that she put together that I was, it's just amazing. I don't think any woman should miss it. I'm sorry for the gentlemen, but make sure to be there. It's amazing. It's how do I say this? It's very uplifting. I actually, to be honest, that event helped me be so much in touch with my being a woman. I've never been a person who focuses on me being a woman. That's just never been the fact. But I started to appreciate the value that we have as women after that event. The first event that I attended was Mrs. Bugs. So it's just amazing. It's always very classy, you know, Mrs. Bugs, very classy way delivers, but a lot of beautiful knowledge, beautiful wisdom that uplifts us as women and helps us. A lot of questions that we have as women that we may not get answers to in regular training events, that's the place to be. So I really encourage you to get your tickets, and also invite friends, you know, people you want them to be blessed. Make sure to bring them there as well. There are a lot of breakthroughs happen on events like that. Okay. See you guys there. God bless you all.
Looking to start a business from home? The business from home. We are the fastest growing home-based business company in the world that's helping ordinary people just like you and I to get out of debt, generate additional income streams in their life, and creating extraordinary success stories globally. We've got the right systems in place, world-class servant leadership, wealthy compensation plan, and the utmost support you need to start local and go global. To get started, simply text us on WhatsApp, #ReadyToBoom on +356 9946 3303. Again, text #ReadyToBoom on WhatsApp on the number +356 9946 3303 right now. Let's get ready to boom. Are you trying to find the best deals online when it comes to your travels? I know, it could be a nightmare. Let me save you some time and of course some money. I Go For Less, the one and only platform you need to go and find the best deals online, from flights, hotels, weeks, cruises and more. This is a completely free travel booking platform where you can save up to 70% on your travels. Cool! Here's what you've got to do. Step 1. Go to bit.ly/travel savings code page. You'll find the link in the description below. Step 2. Find and enter the code you see on the page to create your free account. Step 3. Start saving. Anytime, anywhere. When it is time for you to book your next trip. Pretty simple, right? And did I tell you it is free? And it's also forever to use and to keep. Again, go on bit.ly/travel savings code page, use the code you'll find on the page, and start enjoying your savings.